Hey, Fling here. This is your Week 7 Battle Royale first look draft. We're taking a look at the Underdog Fantasy Battle Royale contest, pays 50K to first. All right, so we're going to start over at DFS Army's Domination Station with the game tiles. Now, wanted to look a little bit at some projections. Obviously, we'll start with the Vegas lines, but DFS Army, they have DraftKings, FanDuel, and Yahoo projections. Both Yahoo and FanDuel use half PPR, so their projections are going to be very close to what we'd be looking for at Underdog Fantasy. And FanDuel, they do the Sunday night games, so that's why we are going with Yahoo. But nonetheless, the game that really stands out that we definitely want to get pieces from, whether it's Jaden Daniels, whether it's Brian Robinson Jr., if he plays, or Austin Eckler, or Terry McLaurin, Zach Ertz, you name it. Washington, we love this spots right here. 29.5 implied team total. Carolina, they're giving up the most points per game. It's about 33 points per game. So, some of the projections I'm looking at even have Washington with a 35, like team total. That's what they're going to finish with. So I really like this spot. On the other side, obviously, there's bringbacks. Chuba Hubbard continues to get it done, even in negative game scripts. He's involved in the passing game. Deontay Johnson is the number one guy that we want to target for Carolina. And then Jatavian Sanders. He's a young rookie. Probably can go late in your drafts. We're gonna hop into a draft here in a second, but he's a guy I think you could probably punt at tight end and get him. So that's a game environment that really stands out, and then we're going to look to target another one. We got Detroit going on the road to play Minnesota. Minnesota 26 uh, implied team total. They are at home, coming off the bye. Two really good offenses. This game really, I think, has shootout potential. Could certainly go over the 50. And I'll tell you why. Detroit, they're a good defense, but their secondary isn't stellar. A lot of their secondary is helped by Aiden Hutchinson getting to the quarterback. He's going to be out for the year. So I think this is going to open up a lot. This is a game that I want to heavily target both sides of it, specifically the passing offenses from both teams. Minnesota's banged up at running back. Minnesota has a really good run defense, so I think that kind of takes out a lot of the running back production in this game. And we can look to target Justin Jefferson, right back to him, Jamison Williams, Tim Patrick's a good punt. We got Sam Laporta, so I really like both pieces of this game. Now, the other game with the 50 plus point total, 51 plus point total is going to be Atlanta and Seattle. Now, on the Atlanta side, we obviously have Kirk Cousins. I think he's in play. Let me just look at the numbers here. I don't think Seattle overall, they are pretty neutral pass defense and they're best through the runs. So maybe we go back to Bijan. Um, it's not as good as a matchup it was last week. You can get Algier late, I'm sure. But Cousins to London, that would be obviously your top stack. On the other side of that, Atlanta isn't the best running defense. So I think Kenneth Walker is in play here. They give up an average of 15 yards above average to opposing running backs. Kenneth Walker is the guy that I would like in this spot. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it for that game. A couple other games that stand out. In fact, let's hop into an underdog draft here. Battle Royale. Let's see, what the waiting line is going to look like here to get into this thing. So it looks like it's probably going to start right away. We'll keep talking about this. Yeah, 57 seconds. So a couple other. Let's see what we're picking. Oh, I got the one. I got the 1-1. So we're going to use this time to hop into DFS Army's projection system and see where they are projecting these guys to finish. So Saquon, revenge get narrative going against his former team. That's looking like the highest projection on the slate, 17 points. So good chance I'll take that. Other than that, it's Jefferson, Amon-Ra, and Jamar Chase. So yeah, that's probably where I'm going to go. By the way, if you guys want access to the projection system at DFS Army, which you can obviously use for these underdog contests, just being able to see, who projects well each and every week, or if you want to play on FanDuel, Yahoo, DraftKings, you want to do those style DFS contests. Um, let's go ahead and just pick Saquon here. You can get access to that by using my code Fantasy Fling for 10% off that VIP subscription. I will put that link in the video description. So I took Saquon. Kyron went next, then AJ Brown. It's no surprise. A couple other games that I really like. You're going to be Green Bay going or at home against Houston. The hard part about Green Bay is who do I stop with? But they're a little banged up, so that might be more condensed this week. We might have Dontavian Wicks miss this week, potentially even Jaden Reed. So we'll see how that plays out. On the other side, I do like Stroud. Well, being able to stack him with Dell and Diggs is much easier than trying to figure it out between Collins, Diggs, and Dell. And then the last game would kind of be the Super Bowl rematch. I think San Francisco can get it going in this spot. So we'll see how that ends up shaking out. But San Francisco going against KC, I think they got a lot to play for. You obviously can't really run on KC, so I like Purdy a little bit more in that game, specifically with the banged up Jordan Mason. So it went AJ Brown, Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Neighbors, London, and Amon. So let's see who's going to be available to me. I can get Terry McLaurin, maybe. I got back-to-back picks here. And Jaden went. So McLaurin is there. Like I said, I want pieces from that game. He's a guy I would love to take. Also, Kenneth Walker came right back to my first three picks. I always like to go double run back in these Battle Royale drafts. When I look back at the 2023 Battle Royale winners, two-thirds of the winning team. So, um, getting Kenneth Walker here in a good matchup, Saquon in a revenge game. Highest projection on the slate. I like that. And then I got the Terry McLaurin piece from that Carolina Washington game. So I'm good with this start. Let's start looking at some stacking partners. Um, obviously can't get Daniels. What if I was to target Goff and Jamison Williams or Laporta? The other thing I could do is get Purdy. Let's kind of see how this falls. Cooper Cup has a possibility of being back this week. Tyreek Hill gets slept on. He's in a fantastic matchup, but it's been really bad for them at wide receiver. Potentially get Tucker Crafts. I saw Diggs just went, so yeah. What about Dell? Think Dell's would be available still. Um, do I want to take CJ Stroud? I could take CJ Stroud. This is a tough one. Let's take Tyreek Hill. And then we'll take Laporta because I can get Goff later. So, my thought process here is Tyreek Hill is being slept on, and he's being slept on for good reason because Tyler Huntley has been absolutely terrible in place of Tua. But when you look at the matchups, Indy, Miami's going against Indy. They're given 35 yards above average opposing wide receivers. Now, we got Tyreek Hill, who can break the slate, who can be the number one player on any slate, and he's being undervalued right now. I took him a little early, of course, just because of his upside. I'm okay reaching in this matchup and not missing out on him. So if Huntley can get him the ball when he's wide open, like he's been in every game, then that could end up being a play that certainly pays off for us here. He's a high end play. You need those guys specifically because I took two running backs in my first three picks. I like them here to stack up with Laporta for the last pick of the draft. If not, CJ Stroud is there. Um, the thing is I want to have some stack, even if my quarterback is rare naked. I want to have some type of secondary stack. So it's got to be Goff, otherwise I'm gonna have to, force like a quarterback to stack with their running back, which isn't terrible. It's better than nothing. I'm definitely not stacking Huntley with Tyreek Hill. I'll tell you that. But we're one pick away, so we'll see. There you went, Tucker Craft. So Jared Goff is the guy, and that's going to be my last pick to close this draft. So my first draft, I got my Goff to a Florida stack. Like I said, we just want to make sure we stack, have at least one stack, but if we can be a primary pass catcher with the quarterback, even better. I got Saquon, highest projection on the slate, revenge game narrative, Kenneth Walker, good matchup. Going against Atlanta, McLaurin, good matchup, highest game total, highest implied team total on the slate, and then Tyreek Hill to just a salient play, very high end talent in a good matchup. So these battle royale contests, you have to take some risks. You're going against 55,000 entries for a chance to win 50K. So I think this not too bad for this first little draft. And of course, what we're going to take on the way, we're going to drop a video with some of the best targets, some of the best values to target in your royale draft. So like this kind of content, hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you don't miss any DFS content we have coming your way. Certainly, if you've never played an Underdog Fantasy, great format for DFS. I really think it's the future of DFS. So use code fantasy for Fling. This will give you a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Put that link in the video description as well. So that's going to